I already made a video about this, about noticing some differences between preparing for a job interview before and after transitioning. That just made me realise that how much of my life has changed already. I'm definitely 10 times more confident than what I used to be, and I know that it's all because of medically transitioning. It's been so difficult to find any job for most people, and I've been really grateful that some opportunities that I've got, some jobs I've literally not had to do an interview at all, gone straight into working in different places. And now for this job trial that I've got tomorrow, hopefully going to be one of those situations where I don't really have to do an interview or a formal interview or typical interview that you would do. I have just had an interview with a coffee shop that's going to open. I don't think I'm going to get that one. It was a completely unfamiliar situation with the interview because it was a group interview. I'd never done one of those before, and I did not know what to do in any way, shape or form, and I was so incredibly nervous. I've not heard from them in the time that they said that they would get back, so I'm just going to say that I don't have that one. Not really having much luck right now, but I need to get a job because of many different reasons, but the major priority for me is to get a job so I can fund top surgery. I'm just hoping that this job will work out and I don't have to keep delaying things, because as of right now I've had to delay top surgery until summertime next year, and now I'm going to have another refresher assessment from my GIC. It is the most frustrating thing on the planet, but I need to get this job so I can save money to pay for top surgery. I think where I left this video off, I was going to, or have just had an interview at a hotel near where I live. It was for a bar job, and unfortunately I didn't get that job. It's now been around 2 months or so, and I've not heard anything from that job, which is so unfortunate. It's like right down the road from where I live. I bought a bike from Facebook Marketplace and everything, paid like £45–50 for it. I just don't have the job. In the meantime, in the time between then and now, I've been applying for so many different jobs. I've had interviews with Sainsbury's, which I didn't get, and then I've had a sort of phone call interview for a kitchen assistant job near where I live. So that was on a Thursday or Friday, and then they said on Monday I'll get a phone call from someone else setting up a trial shift, and that was just how it was going to be. The Monday I didn't get a phone call at all, so I just waited until Wednesday or Thursday, I think it was the Thursday, to message the phone number that I had to see if there was an update, and they got back to me actually pretty quickly and said someone's going to phone you today, and they did, and I got set up onto their system, set up the trial shift for the next Tuesday, had the trial shift, and it's now been 2 or 3 weeks and I've had zero response at all. I literally did everything I could that they wanted me to do, and I did that, and it's a kitchen assistant job, and it's really not that difficult job at all, and I did absolutely nothing wrong in any way, shape or form, but I've just got nothing back to them. I've just got nothing back from them. I messaged a different phone number that I had from someone there, and they've just left me on red. I don't know what's worse, being left on unread or being left on red. I'm not sure, but it's pretty strange and weird to me because they're absolutely crying out for people to work there, but they just don't seem to care in any way, and I'm thinking that the reason why they can't retain staff is because of their longer term permanent people that they have, and to me it was just not at all organised in any way, I think, which is strange for a place like it is. It should be the most efficient, organised place that there is, but it's just not at all. And then a few days ago I applied for a job as a kitchen assistant in a pub also near where I live. It was such a weird phone call that I had pretty much the same day I applied for the job from the head chef in there. He was genuinely so rude and arrogant. One of the things that stood out to me was that he asked me, oh, like, why have I had so many jobs? I haven't had so many jobs. It made it sound like I had a job like every few days was a new job, or like every few months I'd have a new job, when I haven't had that at all in any way, shape or form. And then I've had other things, other trial shifts, other other interviews that I cannot remember off the top of my head. And as of right now, I've got an interview type open event tomorrow. So that is for a hotel. I think it's for a receptionist or for a cleaner. I'm not sure which one off the top of my head. I've got that. And then there's a barista position near where I live, like literally like 5 minutes down the road. I applied for the job on Indeed, and then the next day, which was yesterday, I went in there to ask them about it. The lady in there was like, I need to look on Indeed and then I'll respond to you and to the other people that applied for the job. And I was like, okay, that makes sense, but I just wanted to go in there to see, essentially. I thought it was a job at least I'd get an interview, especially because I went in there to ask, but I don't think I'll get it. I've seen that they've viewed my application on Indeed. I'm just sort of thinking they're not going to get back to me, which is sort of strange because they said they would give training. If you're not a barista already, then it doesn't really matter. I would just have to keep trying, find something, and hopefully it's sooner rather than later, because I've been on jobs applying for them almost all day, every day. It's what it feels like. I've just got nowhere at the moment. And I know everyone needs a job and money, but I'm in complete desperation for money because I need it to have an operation that I realistically need to have that will make my life 10 times better. So now, in between the last clip and now, what I've been able to do is apply for a temporary 30-day job. And then to start off with, I thought that I could work as many days as I could in 30 days and then that was it. But it turns out that you work 30 days over 6 weeks or so, and that's how it was. And it was a bit tricky for me to work that out and understand that because they didn't really explain it to me at all. Now I've done 20 out of 30 days and then I've got 10 days left. And this was all done through an agency because the actual catering company doesn't have enough people applying directly through their company and going through their own process of like employment and onboarding and stuff like that. So they get agency workers to cover what they don't have. I don't think, in all honesty, I'm going to apply there full time because of various different reasons. One of them is the fact that full-time catering people that work there all the time, the way their attitude is towards agency staff is pretty bad. I just have seen the way that they all are and their opinions. I've seen that and it's just not what I want to get myself into. It's not people that I want to be around at all. I'm deciding not to apply there full-time because I can't do it. Not even for the fact that I need the money and I need a job and I need to save for top surgery. And I've been applying for other jobs at other places and I went for an interview not that long ago. Now it is the very start of January 2026. On the 4th of January I have an onboarding process to start a full-time job, and that is going to be 1 or 2 hours in the restaurant, and I'm assuming that the orientation is like introducing me to the other employees, the setup of the restaurant and where things are, how things work, what I'm expected to do, and hopefully I get my uniform there and they'll also give me my shift times and patterns, all hoping for that. So it's been so incredibly long from the start, now actually being given a chance in a restaurant to be a kitchen member or crew member, team member, whatever they like to call it. Now I've finally got something. So between now and hopefully summertime, I can save enough money for top surgery.